Well, hey folks, welcome back once again to Jack's Tech Corner and another Photoshop Elements 2022 video. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive into the organizer. The organizer of Photoshop Elements 2022 is highly relatable to all the other versions, so I don't think we're going to have a whole lot of trouble. Also, you can convert your databases from your old versions to the new version. But when you do that, remember, the photos will not then load in the old organizer. So that's something to keep in the back of your mind somewhere. So if you're still trying to use both applications, I don't see the need for that because you can edit your photos in any version when you're inside of the organizer. So I would let the old organizer go and move yourself up to the new one. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's jump into the computer here. And basically it's the same, right? We have media at the top, people, places, and we have events. All right. So media, what we have to do first of all is simply import our photos into the organizer. Now on this particular computer, I set up a couple that we are going to use. Just some basic photos I took it, on a cruise ship. So we're going to just go to File, Get Photos and Videos, from Files and Folders. All right, we're going to do that. Let me pull this down here. Now you may notice this is the shape and feel here of Windows 11, and you may not because it's pretty much the same. There's a couple differences. Maybe we'll talk about that in another video. But for now, let's go into my Pictures folder. That's where I copy these things to. So Picture folder and Cruise. Here's a couple different days of the cruise. The 9th, the 10th, and the 11th of 2015. So this was a while ago, but that's okay. So I'm going to click on this first folder. And it's going to say get photos from subfolders. There's no subfolders in there. We can leave that in there. Automatically fix red eyes. Don't ever select this because it looks at every single photo that you're importing and it wants to try to see if it needs corrected. It takes an awful long time, so don't do that. Automatically suggest photo stacks. You can do that if you're into photo stacking. I'll show you a little bit of photo stacking probably in this video, but you don't really have to do that either. All we have to do is be able to get the photos from subfolders, which is this folder, or any folder under here, right? So if we hit Get Media, we'll see what happens here. You can see where it's scanning the folder of 9.9 and it's pulling all those pictures in. Very, very quick. One thing I can say about Photoshop Elements 2022, it seems to be a little snappier than 2021 was. I heard there's a lot of problems with 2021 with people's computers. So the upgrade could probably help you with that, with a little bit more speed. And there's nothing wrong with having a little bit more speed when you're processing your photos, right? So it looks like we're coming up here. All right. And it's pulling that last photo down. These can take a little bit longer because I know these are shot in camera raw. So they are going to take a little bit more time to pull in, like that last one. There we go. All right, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull the next folder in. I'm not going to pull them on because you see how to do this. You can also pull your photos directly off your camera card. Now, if you have a camera card, I would suggest, and I don't have any camera cards naturally in around here, but I would suggest that you pick up one of these little card readers. This is a little USB reader. You get them on Amazon for about $9. If I remember, I'll put a link down in the description down below. You can use the link and pick up one of these. That way you don't have to plug your camera into the computer all the time. To me, that's a pain. Just take the card. This will do either micro SD or standard SD cards. Plug it in the computer. It comes up and it's a card reader and you can pull your pictures off that way. From a scanner, naturally, if you have a scanner hooked up, we can pull them right in from a scanner. And you can do them in bulk. But we're going to do again from files and folders. I have 9.9 in here. I'm going to do 9.10 right now. And I'm going to hit Get Media. There we go. We're going to get the media in here. And we're going to pull these pictures in. And we should see on the left, if everything works out in this demo, like I hope it does, you should see another file folder. And yes, we do. So now we have the file folder 9.9 and 9.10. All right. And it's going to pull those pictures in to our organizer here. Again, this is Photoshop Elements 2022 running on Windows 11, but don't let that bother. It'll run just fine on Windows 10. It runs equally well on the Mac because I have it on my Mac, so it runs equally well there. So we're going to process these photos in here and get these all in. And as I said, it's taken a little bit longer in time because these are shot in Camera Raw. And Camera Raw is a much bigger file format than JPEG. JPEG compresses your photos. And if you're not familiar with that, stick around for more videos here because we're going to talk about photography, photos, compression, all that stuff. And I think it's stuff that people want to know. You want to know it. That's why you're checking out this video right now. You want to learn as much as you can about photography. And I always say capture it in camera, but don't be afraid to edit it when you get home. Right? Editing is so important to be able to clean up a photo or something. And if you make a mistake when you shoot the picture, it happens. It's okay. That's why they make photo editors. All right, we're going to scroll down through here and see if it caught everything. The computer's running a little bit slow right now because we're really taxing it out here with all this stuff going on, recording a video on it, doing a screencast capture on it. So yeah, it's running a little bit sluggish, but that's okay. I have to also, I'm going to have to be putting a new computer in this office pretty soon so we can make this even more snappier and get these videos out there to you in a timely fashion. As we wait here, remember to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. It's free. All you got to do is click the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing. But as I post new videos, you'll get notified. Especially if you hit that little bell icon, you'll get notified of upcoming videos. It's pretty cool how that works. And again, it doesn't cost you anything, so why would you not subscribe to the videos? And if you like the video, click the like button, and please, please don't forget to comment, because that relates to me that you're watching the video, you're interested, and if you have a question, throw it in there, and I'll be able to help you out. I don't mind doing that. I've been teaching for a long time, and I love teaching you Photoshop Elements and photography. All right. So we have those all in there. The next thing you're going to want to do is we're going to go over to where it says Albums. Now you can see Albums here, and there's nothing listed in there because this is a brand new install of Elements 2022. We're going to go up and click on the plus sign. Now there's a couple ways we can do this. The first way we can do this is we can give it a name, and then you can highlight all the photos and drag and drop them over into the right pane here. Or what we can do, what I like to do, let's click Cancel. What I like to do is I like to click on the top photo. Let's see here. I like to click on the top photo and do a Control or a Command A on your keyboard. So Control A, and that's going to select everything. You see how everything got a checkbox on it? It selects everything in your organizer. Now if you go up and click on New Album, you're going to see that all the photos are already listed over here on the right. It automatically knows that you want to put all those photos you selected into a new album. It's extremely easy to do, right? We're going to write on here, Cruise 2015, day, I don't know what it was, day 2. All right. And we're going to click OK. Now you can see we have a cruise album with all of our cruise pictures in there, right? If you go back to this folder and look, see the top pictures here. So we'll see if these ones are now in our album because I think it pulled everything over when we go over here. Let's make sure. Go back to cruise day 2. And see if it didn't pull them all over. If you're like, well, wait, that's only the 1 day's worth of photos. Go back to your folder. We're going to click on this first one here. All right. Click on the top. Click Control or Command A. And if you right click on it, we can add to the folder here. Go down in here. You can also do some editing, set as wallpaper. We're looking here. We want to add to the, no, it says delete the items from the selected catalog. We don't want to do that. Go back to albums. So once we're back in albums, click on the first one again. Click Command or Control A. And now what you're going to do is just drag these over and drop it onto that day 2. Now if I click on day 2, check this out. Now we will have all of those photos added to this album. Right there. There's the dock right there on the bottom. So you see the dock? All right. Very easy way to create an album in your Photoshop organizers. Okay. Now, there's a lot you could do in here. As you can see, they're numbered, which always helps you. It helps you to find things. Remember I was saying earlier about editing? Let's zoom up on one of these pictures here. Zoom up a little bit more, right about there. All right. Now, you can right-click on any one of these photos. And if you go down to Edit with Photoshop Elements Editor. Now, if you have more than one Photoshop Elements installed on your computer, and I get this question all the time, Jack, if I load the new one, is it going to break my old one? Because maybe I don't know, especially like me, I use the trial version a lot of times because I want to play with it and see if it's worth upgrading. So you use the trial version and you go back and you say, well, I don't know, I don't want to delete my old version. So what I would say to do is keep it because it's not going to overwrite it. It creates a new installation folder. So, but you would have them listed here. You would have like Elements Editor, 2019, 2021, whatever you have listed in there. We can add captions to these pictures right here. We can update the thumbnails, set it as wallpaper. That's pretty handy because now you don't have to dig around your computer trying to figure out how to set your wallpaper. You can just see a photo in here, click on it, set that as your wallpaper. You can create a slideshow, which is very, very simplistic to create a slideshow. You click on it, boom, create a slideshow. Add a person, okay? Now the person is the next step to organizing your photos because that is the People tab. So let me try to find a picture here with a person that we can probably pull out. Let's say my sister here. Okay, here's my sister. So I'm going to right click on this and say add a person. All right. Who is that person? Well, her name is Deb. We'll click on add. Deb, successfully added. Good. Okay, so we added the person. So now if you go, we can add more people in there. And see, it's not picking it. Oh, there's the picture right there, named. Here's Deb. So if I double click, there's the picture of my sister. Because we just simply right clicked on it, said add a name, and we gave it a name. So let's go back over to our media. And we'll see if we can't find another person in here. Maybe I can find my lovely wife in here somewhere. Let's see. As we were walking around, I usually take pictures of her, and she doesn't even know I do it. Oh, there she is right there. Okay. Here she is looking around in the shop here. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to right-click and say, add a person. Okay. Her name's Mary. So we're going to add Mary. Right. So there's Mary, successfully added. Right. So now we're going to go back up to people, and we're going to see now that we have Mary's picture. Okay. Very, very easy. Now let's say, okay, so you say, okay, well that's all nice and well, Jack, and everything, but how would you add another picture to Mary? Because you have quite a few of her in here. Well, I'll click on the next picture, right click, say add a person, type Mary again, and you're going to see it's going to pop up now because Mary is already in your database. Now you might be saying, what's a database, Jack? I don't understand all these technical terms. A database, think of it as a glass, okay, or maybe a Yeah, we'll think of it as glass, maybe a bowl or whatever, with water in it. The data you're putting in, you're building these different names and places and locations. That's the water we're pouring into the glass, and we're filling it up. So it holds the information just like a glass would hold water. That's a database. Very, very simplistic way of explaining it, but you get the general idea. So we click Mary, we click Add. Now if we go back to our people, you can see now why this is so extremely important to be able to do this. You can double click Mary, and now there's the two pictures of her, two pictures, right? Now places. So places is where were these pictures taken? And I don't really recall, to be honest with you, where we were at the time. But if we type here, we can search and put these pictures in a certain geographical location. All right, so let's say this was, of course, I'm not going to be able to spell this. Montego. Montego Bay. Let's see if we can find it. There we go. St. James, Jamaica. Okay. Places. So places, 5 media here. I just click the checkbox. Right there. And now those are put into that location, that geographical location on my map. I now have pictures on there in Montego Bay. So places is very nice. If you go on vacations in different parts of the world or different part of the United States or Russia or Ireland or wherever you live, you can put your pictures on a map so you can always remember that location of that great vacation that you took, right? Really, really cool thing. All right. Next up, we're going to go to, you see pinned here. So now if we go to pinned, that's the location we were right there. And you can scroll through your pictures right there. Now let's go to events. So what is an event? Well, anything. Cruise, birthday parties, weddings, bar mitzvahs. Am I saying that right? Anyhow, so we're going to say this vacation obviously was September of 2015. So if I go here, I can select all my pictures. You can go here, we can go Control A, select them all. And you can actually create an event. So go here again, select them all, go down to the bottom of the screen, click Add Event. What is the event? This was our 2015 vacation cruise. It tells me I already picked up the date. Yep, the date's right. The ending date was right. Okay, group none. Click OK. Okay. So there we go. Now we added those to the calendar. So if we go back to events here. And now you can search these anytime you want just based on the calendar, right? Being able to use the calendar here. Calendar at the bottom. Try to show it again. Oops, get that up there. Years. So go to year. We're going to go to, look, 2015's in there. And it's set there. And I can't remember the exact time. September, it's already blue right there. But let's see if I hit August. What do I get in August? Nothing. I have no pictures in August. But sure enough, September, I have a bunch of pictures. So events are a very nice way to go back and you say, wow, hun, when was that vacation? And you pick out the date and you'll be like, oh, okay, that's when it was. And you'll be able to go back in there and actually pull that out. Let me see what else I want to show you here. We can create subgroups. I always like to create subgroups over here. It's called New Album Category. So back at the left, under My Albums, New Album Category. Okay, and I like to put things in there. Weddings, top level. So I say, yep, top level. I'll say, let's make a new one. How about vacations? Vacations are really important. There's vacations. I like to put in here, you get the general idea, right? Birthdays for people's birthday parties. And then another big one I always use, and you can make as many of these as you want, but holidays. Right? We now have grandbabies. Very important to have holidays in here. Very important to have holidays now because the grandbabies are going to be doing some fantastic stuff. If you want to move your album, if you have a bunch of albums, you want to move them around and put them in. Again, this is all organization. Organizational skills and photography go hand in hand together. You're going to have organized folders on your computer. You should have. You shouldn't just dump all your pictures into My Pictures folder. Have a folder for each event. Each time you take your camera out. I even do mine by date. If I just go out and take pictures of flowers all day, or trees, or landscapes, I'll come home and dump that memory card right away, create a folder, and keep it well organized. Okay. So here's what you're going to do. Drop this into Vacations. Just drag and drop it. And now we'll see under Vacations, we now have our cruise pictures. Now, let's see what else we can show you here. Under your Create tab on the right, under your Create tab, we have slideshows, photo collage, quote graphics, photo prints, where you can actually print your photos off if you care to do that. Photo books, which is very, very nice, but I also always suggest use one of the online services for photo books because you can upload your photos, organize them, and hit print or hit buy now, and it's all done. If you do it on the computer, you're going to have to find a company that you can send the file to so it would print your photo book. Either way, there's no right or wrong way. It's up to you. I suggest do it online. Greeting cards are always a lot of fun. Photo calendars, even more fun. Prints and gifts, and again, that's Adobe selling you stuff. You can go in there and print different things like a coffee mug or a blanket or what have you. Instant movie, and again, that's more for Photoshop Elements Premiere, so I don't know why that's in here. Same with Video Story. Video collage, same thing. CD jackets, I don't know. I used to make CDs all the time. I don't do that anymore. So maybe you still print CD jackets, DVD jackets, or DVD labels. Sharing your photos. You can either email them. Now, if you email them, remember the rule, the smaller the better. Because if it's a big email and Grandma has dial-up internet service at her house, it's going to take her a long time to get the photo. Flickr, which I talked about on the... I did a video just yesterday, and I talked about, is Flickr still a thing? I'm going to have to check that out. I used to be huge with Flickr when Yahoo owned it. I don't even know who owns it now, and I know they started charging money, and that's why I dumped them. Because I have everything now on SmugMug. So if you go to smugmug.com, you can set up a photo website there, and it can be very professional, and you can also sell your photos and name your own price. So check out smugmug.com. Twitter, you can send them out on Twitter. YouTube, Vimeo. You can burn a video DVD. Not too many people have DVD burners in their computers anymore. Or do a PDF slideshow. So that's the way you can actually share those out. That's pretty much, in a nutshell, what I wanted to show you about Photoshop Elements Organizer. One more thing I want to show you, and I don't think I'm getting over your head with this. This is such a critical step that nobody does. It's such a critical step. Is go to File when you're done doing a lot of work and back up your catalog. So it's going to say, do you want to back up your catalog structure? What that means is everything. All the tags, the people tags, the places, the names, the media, everything is backed up. That's what you want. You want to back up the full entire structure. Full backup is backing up the current catalog organization structure along with the photos, videos. You must do a full backup before you do incremental backups. Okay, so I would suggest to do that first one, the top one, and then I would suggest to do the full one. The reason you want the full backup the first time is then every time you make a small change, you come in and you'll do what's called an incremental backup. An incremental backup is just what it says. It's only the changes you made since the last backup. Does that make sense? So if you put a bunch of wedding pictures in there in your photo albums, and next week you have a birthday party and you put 5 pictures of, baby Johnny in there, it will only back up those 5 baby Johnny pictures because everything else is already backed up. It will add it to that backup. That's an incremental backup. You click Next. Let's say we would do a full backup. We click Next. You give it a place. Where do you want to store it at? don't store your backups on your C drive. The C drive is the hard drive in the computer. Guess what happens if your computer crashes? Buy backups. Bad idea. You can use, and I would suggest an external hard drive. I purchased this one not too long ago. It's a Max 1 external hard drive. It's USB. Just plug it inside the computer. It'll come up here. Do this before you start this because then it will see the hard drive. Back it up to an external drive. Then you can unplug this thing and put this away for safekeeping. And what I mean by away is not in your nightstand. No, because if your house burns down, goodbye hard drive. Either a safety deposit box at the bank if you have one. If not, at least buy a fireproof box in your house and put this thing in your fireproof box. So you may say, Jack, why is yours laying on your desk? Because I haven't put it in my fireproof box. So anyway, it's on the desk here. It's ready to go. Google Drive, you see, you can have an online account somewhere and put your photos online if you want. That's what you would end up doing. So let's say we would do Google Drive. You would browse, and we would hit Save Backup, and it will actually start the backup process. I just wanted to throw that out there to you. Manage catalogs. This is your current catalog right here by My Catalog Current. If you need to, you can go in here. You can optimize it. If you're having trouble with pictures, sometimes this happens, and a lot of people say, Jack, I have a lot of pictures in my organizer with the exclamation point, and I don't understand that. Go in here and click on Repair. Okay, go to Catalog Manager and click on Repair. That's how you could fix those issues you're having with your catalog. And sometimes it just happens because we have so many pictures, and sometimes things get a little bit out of whack in the database. This will actually clean that database up and fix that for you. If you click on Move, Move means you're going to take that database and you're going to take it accessible by all users or catalogs for the current user. And I'm not going to click OK, but you can pick another place like your Google Drive or something and move that actual catalog to safekeeping. The catalog is the database. The catalog is that glass that you're pouring the water into. The database you're putting the data into or the water. So you can move that around. Protect your database. Very important. Okay, so that is, in a nutshell, a deep dive into Photoshop Elements 2022 Photo Organizer. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And remember, as I always said, click that subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. Hit the bell notification. And when I post a video, you're going to know it happened, right? Absolutely perfect. You'll know it happened, and you'll be very happy that you'll be seeing a new video coming out very, very soon. So until next time, remember, keep those shutters clicking, keep the editors editing, and I'll see you back here very soon. Thanks for watching Jack's Tech Corner, and bye for now.